Ascendant Lands. Last time we left off, you guys managed to split away, and two of you make your way over to the wonderful city that is Savrospol, while the rest of you stayed behind in Helm City to gather supplies for your upcoming trip south. And let's say the journey to Savrospol was a bit of an emotional one, but well, we'll see if it gets any more emotional, shall we? So we'll start off with the people left behind in Helm City. Just before, basically probably about half hour before you guys enter your house. You've probably collected everything you want from the market and are making your way to a suitable area you think is good to enter your interplanar home, where Nadia gets a message from her brother.
Hmm.
Nadia. Arg and I and us found and destroyed the teleportation circle we told you about earlier.
Right.
And oddly, there were supplies there that had just had bulk written on them. Very strange. Arg was able to deduce that that circle that we found was created around 200 years ago, but we'll need more to find another circle of the same person to determine more. Currently in Morden City, trying to track down where these, you can hear the quotes in his voice, bulk orders came from.
Fuck. Is her immediate reaction. What the fuck? You guys hear that?
I don't think we do.
Do they hear that?
It's just
Matt,
with you and
is it just me? I'm
just
the
you
only
and
one who hears
Nathaniel,
it?
yeah.
Okay. So, they've found a circle.
Mm-hmm.
Arg says it was made 200 years ago.
Ah.
Yeah.
This...
But it was in active use because they found a load of boxes with like bulk supplies written on them.
What, as in like BULK, bulk? As in large quantity, or like...
I mean, I'm guessing so.
Not just some
What
random
else would it
person.
mean?
I mean, you could have it like BOLK and it could be somebody's name, I guess.
Oh.
Okay. Is it going to be like a collaborator or something like
They're
that?
trying to find out. They're in Morden City, trying to find out where it came from.
200 years, though. I wonder if that means that this whole thing's been planned by Bane for that long.
Possibly.
Does make you wonder what else is, if he's had that long to plan and implement, what else there is.
Doesn't it just?
Well, at least they destroyed it, so
Yeah.
that's something. Are they gonna just carry on destroying them, or?
They're gonna look for another one to see if they can work out who made it. Obviously, Arg didn't recognise it on sight, so...
Well, guess it's progress. It can only help.
Yeah. She's gonna message back, like, that's good to know. A bit worrying, though, 200 years worth of planning, if that actually is connected. Be careful if you're looking for a new one, or whoever set this up, because they might not appreciate you prying around.
Yes. You're quite right. Arg has agreed to travel with us for the next week or so to try and pinpoint out of an agreed extra security measure.
Well, let me know what you find, and if you think you're in danger, let me know, and I'll get there as fast as I can.
Will do. Hope you're staying safe as well. And if you are also in danger, I'm sure Arg will help us get to you as quick as possible as well.
Oh, you know I'm demon hunting. You told him all about the bail thing.
Yeah. But yeah,
He probably knows more
enjoy.
than some of the party do about what we're planning, or at least what Nadia thinks we're planning.
Yeah, maybe. But best of luck and speak to you soon.
Worrying.
Are you ready to go into the house now? Because obviously, once we do, that's not gonna. Our exchange isn't gonna work.
Yeah, it does.
I thought-
Works while we're in the house, doesn't it, Matt?
Oh, it's on
There's
this.
the risk that it won't.
Oh, okay. I thought it was only on the
Because-
same plane.
No, so message the spell sending or whatever it is. There's like a 5% chance that it fails if it's going to an interplanar different dimension.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But,
They're like, what? I can't hear you. I've got really bad signal. I'm in an
Yeah.
interdimensional.
Yeah. Go for a tunnel.
Yeah.
Interplanar tunnel.
I'm in another dimension. The signal's really shit here. Didn't
Basically, on the
install a
chance of a nat
Wi-Fi
1.
booster.
On
Basically,
the
yeah.
chance of a nat 1.
Yeah.
That's it. It'll fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not too bad then, actually. I'm surprised that's not higher,
No.
considering. But yeah, fair enough.
yeah, so there's a chance it would fail, but
Okay.
that it's not a guarantee.
Not yeah, or even that likely really.
Fair enough. Oh, Sandy. Yes, we.
Yeah, she'd be like, no, it usually works. I don't think everything I send gets through, but it usually works.
I guess we just go in and rest for our journey and see if they come back in time.
Well, hopefully, I don't want to have to go and get them.
Well, that'd be. Yes, yes. I'd rather not. Alright then. Then yeah, we'll go into
Cool.
the house.
Is there anything else three of you wish to do before we transition to Krusk and Deszeldmiir?
Only to say that, given Nadia's determination to get the party to do ridiculous things in the name of training, the training, actually, Deszeldmiir's not here. Deszeldmiir's training ground is probably still there, but has been augmented by pretty much a section of the tundra has just been imported into this, like, that provides us with a more interesting environment for playing playing tag in, not hide and seek.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know,
Yeah.
that'd be good for training stealth, I suppose. Okay. Tundra. Oh man, why the cold? We're not going anywhere cold.
This is what the training ground I learned on looks like. That's
Oh.
why.
Can I at least get like a coat or something?
You should have a coat or something. It's turning into winter.
I mean, we have the home. We don't really need it
cape.
anymore.
Oh yeah, that'll be a lot of comfort to you when we're riding in the car all day and it's pissing with rain.
Oh, at least we're in the cart. It's a bit drier. I assume she doesn't have a coat. I don't think I've got one written down.
I think you bought yourself a cape for the whole
We all.
go and see Bahamut bullshit.
Oh, I got a
we all
waxed.
bought, like winter clothes.
Yeah, I got a
Yeah.
I got a waxed coat.
Yeah, that's waterproof and probably
Yeah.
warm as well.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay, she'll do that then. She'll take that out and put that on.
And complain about it.
Oh, that'll be better.
Oh, go inside and sit by the fire if you're going to complain.
She'll-
Got an inside and a fire.
that does sound better. Oh, you know,
But Nadia,
I'll watch you. I'll watch you. You see, I'll learn by observing. Yes, yes.
the day you learn to swing a battle axe by observing me,
I'm
I
not,
will be very surprised.
I mean, that's just never going to happen. I can't even lift it. Don't really see it.
exactly.
I don't see that happening. Even so,
Exactly.
that's not really going to happen. Me being here, getting cold, either.
Say, go inside.
I am.
Stop
I'm
on the
going. Look,
drive, you
I'm
whinge.
going inside. I'm going inside. I'll watch from the window, where it's warm.
And Nadia is absolutely not going inside and is going to entertain herself by swinging battle axe at things.
Is Thoradin
Possibly
gonna
Thoradin if he's up for it.
join in, or is Thoradin?
Mm. He will join in, yeah.
Awesome. Sparring session. Swing battle axe at each other.
Yeah, plenty of trees to knock down as well with with your lead hands.
Exactly. You can do a little circuit, a little spar with Nadia, and then like press ups, break some trees,
Yeah.
axe
Got
throwing.
to keep his
all these different
godlike
things.
strength in trim.
Yeah. Flex every muscle.
I love it.
Dragon Ball level of muscle going on here now. It's just like
Yeah.
doesn't even make sense anymore.
Muscles have muscles. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, my eyes have muscles. Cool.
Nice.
So you have lots of a good competitive battle or training across the two of you. Even though I was getting in on it a little bit and trying to outrace you when you're doing your running laps, and trying to also knock over a tree when Thoradin tries to knock over a tree, but obviously Orva can't. But yeah, so you're able to do that until you go to bed, have your rest, and in the meanwhile, we head back to a Deszeldmiir and Krusk. So we last left you to Deszeldmiir. Well, you were both guided to a grove of trees that have been planted best part of 200 years ago, which is the approximate time where Deszeldmir's mother was cremated and scattered around the area after an emotional heart opening of Deszeldmiir to the trees. Deszeldmiir felt a flutter through Deszeldmir's brooch as the wind went through it. And we go back with you in that moment.
So Matt, I never checked last time, but when we went to the 200-year-old trees, did we pass the 20-year-old trees, or were we pointed in the direction of the 20-year-old trees?
Yeah, there's like a signposting every 30 trees or so that says
Okay.
like the rough decade they were planted.
Okay.
Of the closer to the city you are, the older the trees are.
Okay,
you've
so
got
it's
to go,
further away.
the further out you go, the more younger trees you'll find, because they can't do the inverse. Otherwise, they run out
right,
run out
no,
of
that makes
space.
sense. Planting out, got it. Yep, no, that's fair enough. That's logically correct. I don't know what I was thinking. Right. So Desi's probably been kneeling there for a little while now. Eventually she stands up, she looks at Krusk, and she says, I just want to say some words to my father. It's up to you if you want to follow, or if you need rest.
I don't need rest, but I mean, do you want me to be there? I won't be offended if you say no.
I
feel like this is quite personal.
don't mind, in all honesty.
Okay. I'll come with you, Desi, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna follow her, but at a respectful distance. So she kind of feels like she's alone, but I'm still kind of, there.
like stalker, you know, like just a relative
Not,
distance.
I mean, not the word I would use.
No.
Watchful guardian.
Yeah.
Body,
Why
Say-
bodyguard.
be a stalker if they don't want you there?
No, but like it's that kind of distance, right?
It's the line between romantic and crazy. It's very
Uh,
thin,
okay.
isn't it?
It's a thin line.
Yeah.
Yeah, Krusk will be quite unusually solemn. I mean, yeah, this is kind of he understands totally because he obviously he had a whole thing with his family and stuff as well. So yeah, he'll just be respectful for a distance.
Right.
Yeah.
She'd
So-
very slowly make her way to the 20-year-old trees.
Mhm. So, one thing you notice, the further out you go, the canopies start become, especially with winter time, the canopy is thins more and more with the younger trees and the everything else. You're no longer in like a densely packed wooded area. You're slowly spreading out to be where like you're running out of space, like not running out of space, but you're running out of trees. And so what you begin to notice is heading the east out of the city in that direction is how big the walls of the wastes are. These things, so this wall dominates the entire skyline. Even though it's probably a good day, maybe a day and a half's ride away, the walls are still the tallest thing in front of you, higher than any mountain you've seen. Now you've probably seen the very top of the walls from a very far distance when you've been traveling away from the wastes towards when you were leaving Azuf City and like heading down out through Ogmazai and such. But this is probably the closest you've ever been to it. It is huge, higher than any mountain, thicker, just pure like stone, like absolutely humongous, like, and you get the sense that you get the idea of what they're trying to prevent coming through, what they're protecting you from, why people here feel the obligation to serve on the walls, because it's a constant, ever-present feature in their lives.
I think probably even with Desi's current mindset, I think she probably stops for a moment, just stares at it. 'Cause she's never seen it before.
It just goes on forever, for as wide as the horizon.
After like a minute of staring at it, Krusk would, like, she'd probably turn her head to the side to Krusk and kind of say, I think maybe after everything, we could probably help with that. Maybe. I think we probably should.
Sorry, what's this with?
A huge giant wall that's stopping the undead from, killing everyone.
I'd be like, sorry, Krusk will say, well, after this, I wasn't going to stop the Justice Collective. I know there's a few other people. I know a few of us are going their own way after. But I mean, we can keep going if you want.
I think Krusk, as champions of justice, these people are suffering injustice, even if they are not mindful villains. They are still an evil.
I mean, I think Nadia's going back to her tribe. Thoradin wants to start a family. I mean, at least for me, I don't know. I feel like I can't really see those things for myself. I think, yeah, all I see in the future is, the mission and the Justice Collective, and yeah, there's a lot of things I want to change.
I guess for some of us, the mission is all those.
Yeah. But you know, I don't regret anything. I think, you know, this is something, you know, I'm looking forward to. I'm happy to take on that challenge, and you know, if it means that you're by my side as well, then all the better.
Probably see a really slight smile on her cheek, and I'm really glad you're with me, Krusk.
Perhaps just go like nod and like swallow a like sniffle.
She carries on walking.
I'll go as a respectful distance.
You go at a respectful distance.
But you are able to get to the grove that is about 20 years old. The part of the grove that's about 20 years old.
Find Desi finds a space near one of the trees. Are they, you know, they're only 20 years old, but are they fairly well grown, or are they still quite
They're
short
not
in themselves?
they're tall, not thick though.
Not thick, yeah. Okay, so she probably just gently touches a hand on one of the trees, and then kind of recoils a little bit, steps back. I said to myself, if I was going to come here and meet you, I was going to tell you the truth. As I was not completely gifted that. I know you suffered, but I suffered too. They took more from us. They took so much from me. I know she was the love of your life, but I was your child. When I first read your letter, I was angry. I was rageful. This is not the first time I have felt those things. I was seething for blood again, because the people you gave me to made me that way. I know you're probably not listening. If you can hear at all, do not think this is me trying to weigh you down with guilt. No, this is the truth. The whole truth. You get it. Like I deserved it. I was taken from you when they took me. Kept their trainees, their little monk childrens, in tiny little rooms, dark spaces, cold, uncomfortable bedding. Actually, no, that's right. It was just a fur, and that was about it, on stone. They trained us from dawn till dusk. Then they would wake us in the middle of the night at no time any of us would know, with some surprise ambush, to the point where half of us that survived so far were too scared to sleep. You said in your letter that you had done horrible things. You would have been down a drunken path. I have done terrible things. Awful things. They trained me in every easy kill. They trained me to love the hunt. They ripped away humanity from me. They ripped away care. They ripped away longing. They ripped away love. They took it all from me. They took away any chance you had before of being a grandfather. They took away everything from me. Everything. According to this village, I am the last Oristina, and it will remain that way thanks to them. Unfortunately, your choice did that. I will never get that choice. None of those choices were mine. And so I grew into this venomous tiger prowling for blood, feeding of what she could hunt. I enjoyed it for a really long time because I knew nothing else. I have killed men, women. I have killed children. They did that. I did that. And that is all because you didn't find me enough. So I am enraged. I am disappointed. But I am also human. I would not have found a way out if I had not met some people that I recently did. Thank the gods I did. I was turning into their little monster, their little sharpened dagger, fit for nothing but murder and death by your choices. That is the truth. I am not telling you for guilt. You do not need to suffer your sins. Because you cannot change the past. Oh, I wish you could, but you cannot change the past. And I am in a much better place now. My friends have made me that way. People who have retaught me humanity, care, love. We are a psychotic bunch of people. Truly insane in a lot of ways. But I told them everything I was, and they did not turn me away. And for that, I am so grateful. And if I was not where I was, if I was not the weapon they made me, or tried to make me, I suppose, I would not have met them. So for that, I forgive you. I forgive you of your choice. But it is so hard. It is so hard. And the fact you couldn't have even been alive for me to say this to your face is even fucking harder. I can't ever know what mother looked like. I can't ever know what you looked like. And I have no other relative to tell me. Show me sketches, describe you. And I think I'll have to be okay with that. Somehow, the new path I've taken is all about true justice. And true justice cannot be done without truth. I have seen horrible things. I have seen people do horrible things, but I have also seen people do amazing things. And I have seen the same people do both. I do not think you are a bad person. I just wish I could have been enough. But I hope, and I think, I have found people where I am enough. And I just wanted you to know. This time she kind of pats the tree. And she takes a step back.
There is so by trying to get this grove of trees, the sunlight you did have was going down, and it's now on the verge of being completely dark. It's not 100% dark, it's nearly almost dark. And the only sounds around you is just the rustling of the leaves in the trees, them on the ground. It's a cold day, and just the world leaves you to its silence.
Probably stands there a few moments. Depending on Krusk's angle, you can probably see there's a tear down her cheek. She just wipes her face, begins walking towards Krusk. I would like to see their home before we go, if we can. But I think while we're here, we should find a fortune teller, or a seer, or whatever they call them.
I actually also wanted to see a seer, but I mean, are you sure you don't want to go to the house first? This might be your only chance before,
Well, I think if we talk to the priest, we can maybe find the most reliable seer,
Mm.
and maybe he can also help me get into the house.
Okay. Yep. Let's do it. Let's go talk to a seer. I also wanted to speak to one.
Cool. So you head back to the city. The closer you get to the city, you slowly start to notice that there is quite a long line forming, not into the city itself, but down and away from the city. This place is called Savras Bowl, and it's called Savras Bowl for a slight reason. Is that the official seer of, or the official person for Savras is their office for essentially is in the bottom of the bowl, and you can see people queuing. Like, it's getting to even now, people are beginning to set out some camping equipment. There's like a guard patrol to make sure that no one's pushing in, and that if anything was to happen, they're there to keep the peace. But yeah, so you get a sense that perhaps the most official methods probably aren't going to be available to you anytime soon, especially unless you're willing to wait, obviously.
Just near the back of the line, I feel like going to a guard and just asking, out of curiosity, what is the wait time from around here?
He looks down, looks at the sky. He says, depending on the questions, maybe about a week.
Okay, maybe we look for like the second most reliable fortune teller seer person.
Well, I mean, uh, I'm gonna tap the person in front of us. I'm gonna say, excuse me, sir, how much to take your place in the queue?
Oh, Krusk, ask
No,
him.
this is important. We should see the best person. And you know what? That person thought you were really rich the other day for spending 200 gold. So,
In front of me. Just
yes, please.
well, I'll take about 5 gold.
5 gold, really. How
Okay.
many people do we think are in this queue?
It looks like
it's
quite a lot.
it's a long queue. It goes. You're at like the top. You're at like near the city limits, right? This bowl goes basically down and around,
Wow.
circles the bowl kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Krusk, I have like 1,000 gold. That's not going to be enough.
Well, you know, if every person takes 5, 200 people. No, it's gonna be more than that.
It's going to be more than that. Let's talk to the priest. Let's see what they say. You never know.
Cool. So, yeah, you don't join the actual queue to see the Seer of Severus, but you go to the church, and the high priest of Severus you saw before. They are in like the main area, almost as if they were waiting for you to come back. You know, like they had a sense or something. I don't know. And
That must get creepy here.
There'll be some perks being a seer, right?
yeah. And so, yeah, so they looked like they had a sense that they were waiting for you. And they nod at you and and they beckon you to come over. I'm sorry that I couldn't offer you more there, I'm afraid.
It's not your fault. Okay. We had a couple things we were hoping you could help with. Me personally, is there any chance I could look at the house that they lived in? Or I know it was 20 years ago, so
Well, I guess that's depends on the resident there, I guess.
maybe I'll
Shall if you want to go now, shall we go together? And
I'd hope to have you there. The other question we had was obviously your most official and impressive seer is very busy. I don't know, I feel like seers of the future might have an idea about these kinds of things. We're trying to stop the end of the world. That kind of makes sense.
yeah, I've heard a
Oh,
thing or two about an end of the world from time to time.
oh, great, cool. No chance of talking to your official seer tonight or tomorrow morning?
Probably not. Even I can't see them at a
Right,
moment's notice.
right.
There,
You have
there would be hell to pay if anyone cut the queue,
that's
and we all know it.
that's fair. That's fair. Do you have a first reserve or a second? Who would you go to on short notice that you kind of feel like has an idea of what they're talking about?
Good question. I have an idea. How about after we go to their house, their old house, and afterwards I'll take you around to. So are you willing? Yeah, you willing to pay?
Yep. Don't even worry about it.
Okay. But yeah, then yeah, that's I'll I'll at least try and make the introductions.
That is all I can ever ask of someone.
Cool. So they walk with you with a little bit of purpose to the where you were told and where they knew your parents had lived once upon a time. Coming up to this house, it's fairly. It's not the nicest house in the world. It's along a long terrace of houses that back onto the main city wall. While it's like the street itself is like fairly nicely kept, it's probably one of the like most walked sections, considering it's like in between. It's like the normal walking path from around the north to the east gate, and near the marketplace, near the inn, near the training ground, near the guard towers. So it's quite a well trodden area. So while even at this time of night, you're getting probably pushing to about 8 o'clock at night. Um, yeah, it's quiet now, but in the middle of the day, it's quite hustling bustly. Even more so probably considering the amount of people who want to see seers.
Yep.
But they gesture to see if you want to knock on the door. Or
Could you knock?
sure.
If that's okay.
Sure. So they knock on the door. Just a normal rat tat tat on the door. And so it's a big black oak door. Looks quite new. You think? You probably get in it. You probably get past it in around 5 minutes if you were trying. And relatively elderly woman, human woman, answers and it's like, yes, hello. The priest says, hello, my dear. Well, you may recognize me. I'm the high priest of Severus here, and just wondering, I'm with someone who used to live here, and was wondering if, looking at you, see if you're like, nodding along to this or.
Yeah. She's like, yeah. Hi. Hi.
I'm just wondering if we could take a look around, if that's okay. She looks at the high priest, looks to you, looks to Krusk. Two people in white look quite official. She's like, okay, but I'm getting ready for bed, so it can't be long, I'm afraid.
It's a
And
few minutes.
she opens the door wider to let you three in. As you go in, this house reminds you a little bit of Krusk's house,
Ooh.
and you were in Lyra Heights. It's a similar kind of style layout where you've got, as you walk in, there's like a little colored room, and then there's a living room, then it goes up to the stairs and there's a kitchen at the back. As you go in, this house creaks to high heaven when you go in, like probably because this woman's so light that she hasn't put any pressure on the boards for so long. But the three of you, especially Krusk, with all this plate armor, there's lots of heavy creaking going on, heavy creaking action, and it's quite dated. But you've been in like a modern house, like when you were like procured your house with Arg procured your house, it was quite had like all the accoutrement, had like a toilet, had and this place doesn't have that. You kind of have to like there's like this like the chamber pots
Outdoor privy.
outdoors kind of thing you have to deal with. But yeah, it's quite dated. The paint is peeling ever so slightly. What looked to have been a green at some point is now faded, and shows you to the living room. And while the sofas in the living room look new, at least like maybe 5 years old, at least at most maybe. Everything else, so the fireplace looks like it hasn't had a good clean in about 5 years either. So very choked with dust, ash. Needs a very good clean, perhaps. Potentially a fire hazard, but somehow it keeps going.
I was gonna say that's dangerous.
Yeah.
So that keeps going, magic fire, and there's some artwork on the walls of flowers. Some dainty flowers from like a wildflower that's like apples, mangoes, and
Did you
such.
did you paint these?
No. They, my grandson painted them. He's quite an artist. I would hope you would agree.
Yeah, they are. They're beautiful.
I'll try and pass on your compliments.
Please do.
As you as you clearly still interested and keep going, you go up the second flight of stairs, and you get a sense that of familiarity, of perhaps being a small child, a very, very, very small child, and maybe just chasing something or crawling after something along this corridor on the second floor
I think
or first floor. British, but first floor.
Desi would almost see like a third person view of herself as a child kind of running along, probably after like one of those ridiculous, like a cat running after like a ball of yarn on a string, and it's just, I don't know, the mum knitting or something, anything like that,
Yeah.
just winding back up, but it's going further from her, so she's running after it.
Yeah, very, very vivid memory. It
Do
just
I
hit me in that moment.
do I sense anything like any regretful ghosts lingering, wishing to make amends? Anything like that?
No,
I reach out. No.
no, but I guess for you, Krusk, considering how similar the layout is, you probably get, considering how it's better kept than the house you were in Lyra Heights. The fact that with Deszeldmir's with the heavy emotion that's been going on between the two of you, it probably brings back some reminiscent memories for you as well. Perhaps of a proud moment of like the first time you put on your armor with your dad's like
That's
the first time you stepped out. It's like the first time you stepped out like your room, we're in full plate or wearing your armor, and they're just there like looking at trying to feel up your muscles in your armor and stuff.
It's a nice memory.
Desi would like follow the child into the room and probably just, as she does, just crouch down and touch the floor, like feel it underneath her fingertips,
Yeah,
feel the grooves.
yeah, there's a fair amount of scratches on the floor that you could probably, that if your imagination, you let your imagination play with you, it you can almost fool yourself into thinking that scratch maybe by you, or like that notch in the door frame was perhaps just at the right height you were expecting would have been, maybe, or maybe it's just an entirely different door.
Maybe
The ghost of what if, perhaps.
ghost of what if. I think after seeing that on that floor, she'd probably turn to the lady and just say, how much do you know about the previous owners?
Oh, before I was able to get this house, it was empty for a good few years.
Did they leave anything behind that you might have perhaps kept?
Oh, maybe. If there is anything, it'll be in the attic. I'm pointing to the stairs that go up.
Are you all right if we maybe
Yes.
go look?
Yes, but I'm sorry. It is late in the evening for me. Please don't be long.
I will try to be quick.
So you
Super speed
climb-
dash just up the.
as you are. These are steps that definitely have been trodden on in the last 5 years, at least. And you go in, it's very dusty. There's probably cobwebs all over the place, and you get the sense that like if anything in here, it hasn't been touched in donkeys.
Yeah, I'm gonna do like a speed investigation check. I'm looking
Yeah,
for anything with
give me-
Oristina on it. Arundel.
Give me an investigation check, please.
I'll,
I'll have do you want to both look?
yeah, I'll help as well.
Do you want roll one each, or do you want to have Deszeldmiir have advantage?
I rolled, so I got 17.
Yeah, I'll roll as well. Oh, I got 19.
Okay. So between the two of you, there's if you go to the very like back corner, far enough in the back, way in the back, you can find things in not very good condition. You can see a very yellow wedding dress. That's of a similar looks a similar build as Deszeldmiir.
Is
Like
it
moth
on a hanger?
eaten.
I was gonna say, is it like on a hanger or is
It's
it?
it's like you open the box and it's there. It's like
Yeah,
very
yeah.
like it's been rotten away by time, like ravaged by time. Yellowed to what you guess would have been pure white is now like fully yellow, perhaps even now edging on brown. There is a book. If you open it up very delicately, there's like pressed flowers in there, and you've got like there's like a lily and an iris. There's some pretty very a peony. It's very beautiful flowers in there with like dates on there, and they span about 300 years ago. So perhaps of a time when they both courted, perhaps. You get a sense that these are probably memories that were too difficult to let go of, but too hard to look at.
There's between me and Krusk, can we carry all this stuff?
You've got a bag of holding, one of you, don't you?
I don't know if we do. I don't think we do. Cross, do you
don't.
have a bag of holding?
No, I don't.
No, I've just got a
Oh,
backpack.
yeah, the bag on. Okay, but no,
Okay.
but yeah. So yeah, you've definitely got the. There's probably just the one box with. That's probably salvageable with stuff in there. That the box. As soon as you try and touch it, it won't just crumble into dust.
I was going to summon
So never
something if we
gonna-
couldn't carry it anyway, so. so.
Not in her house.
But
I
you can
think
certainly get a box together and
I think the main two things Desi would like to try take is the wedding dress and the book of flowers.
Mhm.
And I think if she can take those, she'll come down to the lady. She'll say, I think these were my parents, and I would like to take them. And
The-
I know they are technically yours.
they look much older than I could ever be, so I she looks to the high priest. He gives a small nod and goes, I certainly wouldn't be making any use of them.
Thank you. And I'm kind of going to hand to Krusk to hold like a little chauffeur.
Yeah, I'll take it.
And then I'm just going to take 83 gold out of my bag because I like round numbers. And I'm just going to say to her, I'm so sorry that we kept you up so late. And for compensation
Oh
and
no,
thanks,
no. Like
you are. And I literally, Desi will just put it on the floor and just say to her, you are keeping a house of love alive. For that, I thank you.
she looks down on the floor and she looks up. It's like, okay, but could you please put it on that table instead?
Of course, yep. No, I should have thought about that. Let me just put it all out into nice manageable like towers as well, like 10 gold, 10 gold, 10 gold, 10 gold.
Like that is a lot of money. Like
Yep.
in real world in realm context, that is a lot of money. Like easily like over £1,000
Yep.
equivalent.
Yep. Desi doesn't understand.
He's just and so she's like, oh, she's like feeling a bit like, oh, well, you go have a good rest of your life, please. Live it with purpose.
Just clasp her hands and just say, thank you. I will.
Just smiles and helps, and she like follows you guys as you go to leave.
Perfect. Krusk, can these come through the teleportation circle with us? It's everything we're carrying, right? This is
Yep,
gonna
as
be
long
fine.
as long as we can hold it, yeah, we can take it.
Okay, great. I guess now onto the seer, or if it's okay, I don't think it's very professional to go see a seer while we're carrying a wedding dress and a book. Perhaps maybe we should pay for a room for the night and put it somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
Sure, there's an inn not far from here.
Give me the names, Matt. I want the
I know,
names.
I know, I know. I'm getting it. There's the charming maid, not far from here. I'm sure they'll have room to the east.
Okay, we'll go to the Charming Maid.
To go to the charming maid, and it's just like all the other maid places you've been before. Plenty of people there proffering their services for you if you wish, and if not, then a room's only 5 silver,
Do you
which
want
the
a
high
separate?
priest pays. So make
Oh,
sure
you
covers.
don't have to.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you. I guess Krusk, you okay sharing a room? I guess I could trance on the floor so you can have the bed.
Yep, sounds good. I kind of need the bed. I get back problems from my
No,
arm.
it's fine. You really need to start taking the entire thing off when you go to sleep. Okay, like leaving certain parts on does not make it more efficient to put it on when you wake up.
I just find it reassuring, you know.
Yeah.
City's not here anymore, so
Really? Do you feel that lost without City?
yeah. I consider summoning Tamaran, but he's too big.
Do you need a cuddle buddy at night?
It's okay. You got your own problems.
I was not suggesting me.
Oh. The only other person is Thoradin, but
Uh, he might be someone you want to cuddle up to.
yeah,
Although the lead hands might be a bit uncomfortable.
yeah. Ah, hopefully City will be back soon.
After all of it's over, Krusk.
I've decided that once we finish this fight, I'm gonna go get City back.
Well, let's make sure we've got all the information on Bane and make sure he's going down for everything before we, get the cat that could be peered through.
Yeah.
So once you've dropped off what you want to drop off in your room, it's fairly spacious, double room. It's the beds where you can either split it out so it's two single beds, or it's squash it together and it's a double bed.
Oh, great.
Magic has its uses, and so you're able to organize yourselves. You come back down, and the high priest is waiting for you, and he takes you for a walk. It's probably out, so it's outside of the city gates, and it's back to the grove of trees you were with before. Instead of going into the grove, he follows like the outer path and then diverges left. Instead of going right deeper into the grove, it takes a left, hugging the outside wall. And there's like a field, relative field of like tents. And he takes you to one specific tent. It's a black typical like tower like TP tent, with lots of like patches. So it's used to be black, but it's got patches of like brown, like a brown leather patch, and it's got like a feather, no, not a feather, like a furry like green patch.
It's been patched all around.
It's like it's got a few patches left, right, and center. But as you go in, there's a woman sitting in front of a round table, just shuffling a deck of cards.
Just before we go in, I just want to, on the way there, I just want to whisper to Krusk, if you really need someone to cuddle, Nadia is always looking for someone to cuddle. You should really just ask, because honestly, and on top of that, if you ever want to cuddle, I'm okay with it. It's just the armor is very pinchy. If you could just take it off first, that would make this life so much easier.
That is kind of
You-
scary. I don't know.
You're a big guy, okay? And like the metal is just it's very clingy. It's awful.
I appreciate the offer, Desi. Tell you what, if I'm having a really bad night, I might come find you.
Okay. Also, Nadia. Nadia's quite happy to cuddle. Maybe
I'll come
check.
find you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Thanks for the offer.
Right.
And in you go. So it's a woman behind a circular table, shuffling a deck of cards. It's the tent is illuminated by magic candles floating around, giving like an ambience that flicker, but aren't giving off any warmth. So it is a bit chilly in there. Yeah. So it gives. So you got light, but it's not warm light. The three of you enter the high priest. He says, "This is the Madame. Um, she usually offers 5 questions. Isn't that right? Oh, it's still shuffling. She offers 5 questions, and she can she uses her cards to answer them. He pulls out the pouch and places like a stack of like 10 gold on the table.
Again, I could have. Okay, thank you.
And he nods to you both. I wish you the best of luck in the rest of your endeavors.
Thanks.
I'll see
Thank
you.
you.
I hope to hear of your future someday.
I mean,
And
it was ending. Okay, no, he's gone.
Thank you.
off he
Thank
goes.
you very much.
We'll
That's,
keep in touch.
plenty. Thank you. That's, Krusk, you're gonna learn the teleportation circle, right? We can come back here. It'll
That's
be
true.
fine.
Yeah, we'll visit him later. Yeah.
So she gestures for you both to sit down, and suddenly there are 2 chairs around the circular table.
Krusk, I think you should go first, mainly because I have to be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a seat.
So off for you first. So she continues shuffling and looks at you for like a good 10 seconds.
Okay.
With like an eyebrow raise,
Mm.
and then she stops shuffling, passes the whole deck over to you, and she says, "Shuffle, please."
Ooh, okay. Looking nervous, Krusk will like start to shuffle. Could do that very slowly, like one card at a time.
Think carefully in your mind the questions you wish answered.
How many questions do I get? That doesn't
5.
count as a question, right? Okay.
There are 5 questions.
Okay.
Which I can help guide your answers.
Okay.
Once you imagine these 5 questions.
Mhm.
Produce them in your mind.
Okay.
And while shuffling, keep shuffling, keep
Oh,
shuffling.
okay. Great, then shuffle.
Produce them in your mind.
Okay.
Now, once you think you are content with the shuffle, place them down.
Chris is like sweating. After like 2 minutes of like bad slow shuffling, he'll put it down, and yeah, I'll put it down.
Now, cut the deck in any place you wish.
I'm gonna do it like 80% one place and like 20% the other.
Mhm. She picks up the other side, shuffles some herself, puts them down, and says, "Now, draw 5 cards face down. Do not peek at the cards."
Good. Okay. Take 5 cards. Put them face down.
So, what is the first question you have in mind?
Do we, the Justice Collective, manage to defeat? I forgot the guy's name, but the evil dude we're about to fight.
Fail.
Fail. That's it.
Now, which card of the 5 do you feel the strongest connection has your answer?
2.
So, she takes the second card, turns it over, and it is the card of strength.
Nice.
So, she looks at it for a second, ponders it. I see in yourself. The point actually, so it's the strength card upright.
Okay.
This is important for these cards. um, so you have within yourself the means and the strength to facilitate your goals.
Okay, that's promising. Okay,
Your second question.
my second question. Who should I seek out to end the slavery in Certus Deep?
Sheath again. Which card?
Or
The fourth card. It is the High Priestess upright.
Ooh.
Perhaps you need to look inside yourself to find your own answer before you can look outside.
so I need to seek myself. I see. Okay.
Your third?
Okay. Do we know? We don't know who the champion of Bane is, do we? Okay. Where can I find the champion of Bane?
Which card? So you've used the second and fourth.
Number 1.
First card.
I knew my luck
It
of them going to
is-
bed early was going to screw me. Right.
You have pulled. So it's who. Where will you find?
Yeah. Where can I find the champion
Where
of
can
Bane?
you find the champion of Bane? You pull the lovers reversed.
Interesting.
I believe you have asked the wrong question. Perhaps it is who
It's the champion of Bane. Can
would
I
be the champion of Bane.
change my question?
No. Perhaps the perhaps the uncertainty makes you decide you don't need to know, or perhaps you already know, but you don't want to believe it for yourself. Perhaps
Interesting. Okay.
your fourth.
That's made me quite nervous, that last one. Do we have any traitors amongst our allies? And I pick number 4. Number 5.
Number 5. It is the star upright.
Okay, I think that's good.
I do not think that is. She looks at you. What you seek is not within your friends, it seems.
That's good. Ooh, okay, that's
You
really
should, you should trust in them more, perhaps. Have faith in them rather than question them on.
I have faith. I got nervous because the last card. Okay.
She gives you a. Well, you asked the questions.
Okay.
Like
You asked the questions.
like your intent is already there.
Okay, final question.
Last question.
Where should I journey after we defeat Bane? Bale, I mean.
You find that in the last card that's left is the tower.
Okay.
Upright. Oof.
Oh.
This card does not want to see beyond Bale. This Bale.
But that doesn't mean I die.
There is perhaps chaos, a change upcoming in your life. But be warned, by knowing is just as dangerous as not knowing.
Hmm. Okay.
She picks up the cards and shuffles them for about 20 seconds or so. She hands them over to Deszeldmiir. Please, shuffle the cards. Have within your mind the questions you wish to ask. Have it within your mind the questions you wish to ask. Hold it deeply and certainly in your mind. Now, once you think you are ready, place them down.
So how many questions do we get each? 5.
5.
Okay. Alright, I'm only seeing 3 questions from Krusk here. Oh, can we defeat Bale? Who else? And slavery. Who else Bale? Right, okay.
You put the cards down.
Yep.
She then cut the deck to any point you wish. And then she puts the other one on top of the other, and then takes it, shuffles it for a second, and puts it down, and then asks, please draw 5 cards, face down, holding true your questions you wish to ask.
I'm gonna do this over here as well. Get some giggles.
See, I'm not drawing anything, so you're doing some really voodoo shit now.
He's got his
Right.
Strahd card.
You
doesn't he?
actually got a tarot deck.
Well, I've got like Strahd base tarot deck, which is not, which is Tarocca deck.
fucking use that.
So you got your 5 cards in a row.
mhm.
What is your first question?
Just going back to what I had written down because I've immediately forgotten everything I wanted to ask already. Right, here we go. Can we trust Gale Bonebelly to uphold his end of the bargain?
Which card do you feel of the answers your question?
The second one that I laid.
So it turns over, and it is the sun upright. It seems you can be confident in a deal sought in good faith. For as long as you had good faith, it seems this card believes the other is also with good faith. What is your second question?
Is it possible for us to find something of equal value of a dragon egg in our short future?
Now, be very concise on short. Short could be tomorrow, could be a week, it could be an hour from now.
Within
Be
the
certain.
next month.
Which card do you believe?
The 4th card I laid.
Hand it over. It is the world upright. There is a achievement there. What you seek is plausible, perhaps, or you already have the answer, but you just want confirmation that you have a possible one. Perhaps. Your third?
Sorry, just to clarify because I'm terrible with my memory.
Mm-hmm.
Krusk asked if we can beat get Bale, didn't he?
Yes.
I don't care about the answer, but that was the question, right?
Kind of
Yeah.
got like, yeah, we have the ability to.
when will Bale be at the location we have decided?
It's a good question.
Which card?
The first one I laid.
This one is the tower, but it's reversed, upside down. You have a crisis coming,
Oh, no.
but it seems the crisis. If you survive the crisis, you could return stronger, but perhaps not unchanged.
Just so you know, Arthur, I also got a thing saying I'd be facing a great change soon. So might be worth trying to find out about the change, possibly. Mine was also inconclusive.
You sure that wasn't just about you?
Yeah, you had the tower upright.
I think so. I asked, where should I journey after we defeat Bale?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of got told that I'm going to face like a great change. That's twice it's come up. I'm just saying, yeah, just shady.
I just have a slightly more personal question to ask. Do I have any relatives left? Blood relatives.
Which card?
The last one I laid.
It's the devil reversed. Perhaps you need to reclaim. Perhaps you are reclaiming your own identity after a loss of control. Relatives? Perhaps. Maybe a family?
Maybe. Okay. Last question. Let's be thoughtful about this. Is the journey we're about to take more dangerous than the destination?
The last card.
The third one I laid.
Mm-hmm. Is the lovers upright? It seems that they are the one and the same. The journey is the destination. One is the same.
So the danger is the same. Because the destination is.
She picks up the 5 cards, picks up the rest of the deck, and continues shuffling. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Thank you. Suppose that's the best we're going to get, Krusk.
Yeah, to be honest, it left me with more questions than answers. But yeah.
I don't know, a few of those feel a little bit enlightening.
Maybe. Quite interested in what the change is going to be that we face. Will probably affect all of us, I guess.
It may happen on the road. I don't think we're going to get to our destination.
Could they know we're coming somehow?
No, I think something else is going to happen.
I mean, all we
Our
can
timeline
do
moving forward.
Yeah. I mean, all we can do is carry on. But I mean, at least we know. We can maybe prepare extra. I mean, we're going to prepare anyway, but
Prepare as if the battle is the last one.
yeah.
So, question is, does these fortunes chain any of the plans you've made so far in Savrisbol?
Not for Savrisbol, I don't think.
I might just buy some potions if there's like a potion shop here.
Yeah,
Probably
it's not gonna be shut.
Yeah. How much are like
Well, it'll be
great-
shut as it stands, but
how much are like greater health potions?
expending. It's not on there.
We have a lot of health potions left over from something, but yeah. I think last time we prepared, but I didn't have to drink them.
I mean, you have your own personal healer, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
It's
I've
more.
got
It's
one
more. It's more like backup, right? If that doesn't.
Yeah, I've got 1 superior and 2 potions of healing at the moment.
I want to say greater one is 500 gold.
Oof. Okay, that's a bit too much. How's a normal? How much is a normal?
A normal one is
They're
150.
bloody expensive.
Ah, they are expensive. I can't
Yeah.
even buy a normal one. Ah, I'm broke. I can't. It's fine. I
They're
forget.
really bloody expensive
how
because I
much-
buy them every so often, and I'm always like,
How,
what
how
the fuck
much
do
were
they
they
put in
again?
these things?
Greater was 500, and the normal potion of healing is 150.
A greater was 500, you said.
Yes.
I would like to buy 2 greater. I'll give 1 to Krusk and keep 1 for myself.
Oh,
Cool.
thanks.
Got you covered.
1 great set.
Thanks for coming with me.
Anytime. I mean, I don't know if you've got anything else to do here, but I can tell. Well, I'll be able to teleport back here. So
I don't have anything else to do here, but I don't think it would be wise for us to get done in by not going back during our usual our booked in slot.
oh no, yeah. I mean, like anytime in the future, if you ever want to come back.
Maybe one day.
Cool. So you go to the inn. You go to rest. You all get your long rest,
Mhm.
and in the morning or the afternoon, eventually, if there's nothing else anyone wishes to do, you're able to successfully go to the bank to get the circle for Savras Bowl, and then you're able to then at your slotted slot teleport over to Helm City to meet up with the rest of the gang.
I think as a small side note, while Krusk is asleep, after Desi's done her 4-hour trance, she will just very, very stealthily sit next to him and give him a very small snuggle that she knows he kind of needs. The stupid armor that he wears in his stupid sleep.
Adorable. But cool. So you're able to, it's probably 1:05 in the afternoon, where you're all back together again.
So, are you guys ready to start our journey?
Yeah, so couple things on that.
Do we need to go back into the house?
Actually, yeah, we probably should.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I know you just left. It's very annoying, especially considering now you're just going to have to add us to the house
Yeah,
again.
we'll add you obviously beforehand, but yes.
To be fair, if it's like in the afternoon when they said they were coming back, like Nadia's probably got like the horse and cart out ready to go, and is now like, right, fine, I guess.
Yeah, you've paid, was it was 5, I think it was 5 silver? No, 5 gold, sorry, 5 gold to have the horse be stable for as long as it's been.
Yeah.
Just to, but yeah, you have the horse and stuff with you, that's fine.
It could come with us, I suppose, for this one.
It's gonna have to.
Can't just leave it outside.
Exactly.
Well, no, like put it as in like rather than put it back in the stable, but never mind. Right.
The horse can get into the house
The
anyway.
horse can absolutely get into the house. You speak as if stabling a horse was a 5-second endeavour.
No, I know
Question.
that. I know.
Why aren't we just keeping the horse in the house?
Because it has to leave every time we do.
Whereas like Olva could
Like-
go with us everywhere
Oh,
that we go to.
right,
We
right,
can't just
right.
stroll through the town into the
You
pubs
can't
with the
just
horse.
stroll through the marketplace leading a horse.
I got it. I get what you mean now. I was confused for a minute. It's my bad.
It's alright.
Okay, there's more important things to talk about than the horse. Myself and Krusk, while in Savrisbowl, we decided to take the opportunity, being in the center of divination, to seek some answers, and some of those answers were a bit riddle-ish, but the consequence, well, no, there is a pattern, seemingly, with both of our readings, that a great change is coming to us on our journey, and I don't think we're going to get to our destination.
Which destination? The one to Bale or the one to Bane?
I think we're not going to get to Bale.
Oh.
I think something's might happen that may completely change what's going on.
Do you know where? On the way to Eldath, the port of Eldath, or after that, or?
Okay, let's be clear. We got this from like a seer person. They're much like the gods. There was no clear statements here.
I see.
They weren't like, here's a map, this is the point where you fuck up, this is the point where everything goes to shit, and this is the point where you somehow overcome it. None of that was there.
I was thinking more like, you'd fall at the last hurdle or at the beginning or something. Like
No. Just, I
That
asked.
would be far too useful for any kind of seer.
Oh, yes, very true. I was thinking.
Visions are a pain in the arse.
Because I was just hoping that maybe, if we were to teleport to the port of Eldath,
Yeah,
that
no, I
would
thought
maybe
about that
skip
too.
over any potential trouble on the way.
I think whatever the problem is, or was, or will be, fuck, that's a weird concept to focus on. I think it's going to possibly affect everyone. The way she mentioned it, it was a big change, huge, and I don't know if maybe on the road, Bale finds out what we're doing, gets to us first. Maybe Bane. I don't know if maybe our timeline has shortened, or if whatever Bane's planning is enacting much faster than we perhaps prepared for.
I mean, if Bane reveals himself now, or even Bale, that makes our task a little bit easier. I mean, everything we're doing is in order to reach that end goal. Right?
That's
I mean, we're
very
doing all
true.
this elaborate plan to just get to Bale on his own to defeat him if he comes to us. That just makes that a little bit easier. The only downside is we don't spring the trap, and all these logs have kind of gone to waste.
What?
So there's a whole thing.
We bought some gear to help us maybe ambush people. It's a log that shrinks. It's quite impressive. It doesn't really matter at the moment.
Right, okay. My worry is, whatever Bane's planning, being a god of tyranny, might include soldiers, war machines, armies, something
Desi.
that none of us particularly have.
Desi.
Yeah,
Most of what you said includes the words "I don't know," right?
also true.
We haven't got the fucking faintest. Other than something bad might happen. You don't know. This sweeping change could be a sweeping change for the good. Maybe Helm will pull something useful out of his ass.
Did they have any indication as
You
to whether
never
it would be
know.
a good or a bad change?
I'm
Well, I
planning on
asked-
going and talking to the priest of Eldath as well. Maybe they'll pull something useful out of their ass. We don't know that either. If Bane does come after us with an entire fucking army, there's not much we can do about it because we're good, but we ain't that good.
I mean, retreat is always an option. Like there are certain battles that we
yeah.
aren't there to fight.
Exactly, right?
Is it an option? Because if we attack him once and fail and run off, then they're definitely going to prepare next time. But this might be our
Yeah.
But there's
first.
no reason for us to go at them again if we were to fail.
Chances are, if we're going to fail Krusk, we're going to be dead.
Potentially, yes.
Most likely.
If not all of us than most of us.
Mm.
Okay.
Our
So-
opponent springs out of fucking nowhere 3 days early, then we're as prepared to fight them then as we likely are when we actually get to them. So,
Okay. So what we're saying is,
if Bane manifests in the middle of the road, I will be very surprised, frankly.
Basically,
Right,
I mean,
so-
basically what we're trying to say is your seer has enlightened us to tell us that our mission is difficult and dangerous.
yeah,
Which, I mean, I appreciate you trying to find out, but we fucking well knew that already.
yeah, no. I can say one thing for certain. Kel Bonebelly, pretty confident he's, solid gold on the whole trading front. So
Oh, that's
Thoradin
reassuring.
said his word was good.
I could have told you that.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Thoradin said
that's-
his word was good. Thoradin himself might have a moral compass that definitely doesn't point the right direction all of the time, but he generally knows what he's talking about.
I mean,
Look, sometimes you just
while
want
that
to
is
check.
true, every person has a price, right? If this person got incriminating information against Bane, they could be out. We could be outsold.
Just
Also-
because your honour has a price doesn't mean everybody puts one on one.
Speaking of price, we also should be able to find something of equal worth to a dragon egg.
We've already
Within
got
the
something
month?
of equal worth to the dragon egg. We knew that.
No, I know we already do. I'm saying we should be able to find it, maybe, possibly.
How do you know
Now
your
all
seer
my
was
questions
referring?
feel so dumb.
How do you know your seer isn't referring to the thing we already know we have?
Yeah, we're literally standing in it.
Exactly.
Fuck's sake.
To be
If
fair,
you-
find implies something new because we can't really find a house that we already own.
You
I don't
can
know,
realise
but
you've
actually
got
thinking
it.
about it, the way she said it towards me afterwards, I kind of feel like she did need. Oh, fucking hell, I wasted the question.
I mean, you
Don't
you could discover something's worth that you already had.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
yeah.
feel
Like
too
you told
bad,
us-
Desi. I've
you
done
told us
exactly the same thing. In worse circumstances because I don't know when to shut up, so.
Wait. Okay, so hold on. The Krusk had a good question. What you ask? You asked if we could defeat Bale, and she said, you have the chances, you have the skills, which we
have
kind of
strength
already knew
in our
already.
party to do it, so it means it's possible. But I mean,
Fuck.
she didn't really mention like casualties or anything like that.
I mean, and also we may defeat Bale, but maybe not who comes with him.
Well, I mean, what I thought was concerning is I said, "Where should I journey after I beat Bale?" And it was quite evasive. The answer it was just something about a great change, which could be death or.
Help me.
Yeah, no,
Or,
okay.
you know,
there
because
was my
Krusk,
worry.
you are on version 3 of yourself right now.
Please
You
try
go
not
through
to
a
die
great
again.
change. You know,
No,
I don't
I
think
guess
we'll make it to a version 4. To be
this is the thing that made us both a bit worried was the great change came up in his, the great change came up in mine, and mine was about the journey and the destination being dangerous. His was about afterwards.
Mm.
My worry.
Occurred to either of you that we are twatting around with gods and demons and the stuff of legends, and if we come out of this the same people we went into this, that's probably more surprising than if we have a great change.
I don't know. I think the way she said "great change." I mean, if you were there, you would know.
I mean, aren't seers supposed to be ominous? That's kind of their
I
thing.
mean, yes, true. I guess I'm not saying we should change the plan. Nor am I
Okay.
saying we shouldn't do what we're going to do. Nor am I saying we should somehow prepare ourselves even more. What I'm kind of saying is, let's just keep a possible thought in mind, or maybe quickly check our other research avenues about anything that may have come up, being that maybe the timeline of Bane's plan is he's enacting it in the next 2 days.
I mean, we have learnt while you were away that Nadia's brother they've destroyed a circle,
Destroyed another circle.
a circle, but it's apparently been they aged it to 200 years.
200
did-
years.
Arg
Indeed.
has gone up to see the clan. He said it was 200 years older.
200 years.
Yes.
Indeed.
Quite a long time.
Indeed. Very long.
Either the old circle's been co-opted to a new plan, or he's been going. It was in active use as well because it had a load of supplies set around it.
Anything on the supplies? Any leads
They're
on
trying
the
to.
supplies?
They're in
Moradin.
Mordin City, trying to figure out who bought them.
Apparently they had the word bulk on them. Bulk?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know if it's
Bulk.
bulk or bulk. Like
Bulk.
bulk as in like a lot of something, or bulk as in
I think there were just a lot of them.
okay.
Is there not to try to stretch this, Matt, because it probably just is bulk, but is there an infernal word like bulk that means anything else? Worth a shot.
No, well, if you really scratching for whatever, you did meet a warforged on your way to Moradin City a long ass time ago. Whose name was Bolt?
What's bulk?
I do, yes. I remember. It was in yeah. Ah, and we know that there's a warforged with Bale. Oh no.
We do. This is true. Nadia's completely forgotten about that. So
Yeah.
she's not
No,
gonna
yeah,
bother
we're not
with
gonna
them.
forget. Yeah.
Somebody else can, but I'm not gonna.
So yeah, we don't really know what it means. I mean, most likely, yes. Nadia said it's just a lot of it, as there were a lot of them. Why you would need to quantify a lot of something as bulk and specify that when you can see that there's a lot of it, I have no idea. But you don't question
Like I
these
say,
things.
they're in the city having a look. They might turn something up.
Hmm. Yes.
Okay.
They're gonna go looking for another circle as well.
So what we're saying is stick with the current plan and, well, I guess we're fucked if we're fucked.
We make it up
Pretty
as
much.
we make it up as we go along.
Pretty much.
A
I mean,
Justice
that is
Collective
our-
special.
I was going to say,
Absolutely.
yeah, that's pretty much as good as we usually get. Plan, and
Absolutely.
When in doubt, Thoradin hits it.
improvise. Great.
When
Okay.
in doubt, improvise. And that improvisation will involve a great deal of creative violence.
Yes.
Good. Okay. Well,
Now, can we get going?
yes, we can.
We're
fucking get
already
going.
like
Let's
a
get
day
going.
behind. Not that I grudge you the time, but we're already a day behind.
Yeah, it was
Oh, and we should probably
it was
explain.
a thing.
We should probably explain to you like the things that we bought. We'll just,
Yeah,
I
please
can
tell
do
me
that
that first
on
before I
that.
tell
the
you
road.
anything.
yeah.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
the road. That's what I'm
On
saying.
the road.
Oh, we don't want to speak it out in public. But okay.
And so, next time on the Ascendant Lands, you'll be able to finally start your journey south to the ports of Eldath and beyond, and discuss to all your desires all potential machinations of plans and equipment and tag teaming and such of in your interplanar home. What awaits you on your journey? Who knows? Until next time on the Ascendant Lands.